The closing of the auctions, the closing of the electronic platform auctions enhances financial stability. It's very obvious they're moving towards releasing a new exchange rate. It's that simple. Parliamentary Finance reveals the objectives of revealing the federal budget. This happened today. I am told they expect the vote or third reading on this tomorrow. I am very optimistic on what is happening in Iraq this weekend and would not surprise me if they raise that value soon. Question: how long will we have to exchange our 3-0 notes before they are rendered non-negotiable? Jeff: when they phased out the old Saddam Swiss notes and put the new notes into circulation, everybody had 90 days to turn in their old Saddam notes and get the new ones. They used to have a 50 note up until 2012. They phased out 50 note and replaced it with the 50,000 note. When everybody had to turn in their old 50 note, they had 90 days as well. My opinion is that we're all going to have 90 days to turn in our notes because that's how long they had historically from two different scenarios to turn them in. Mudda Mohammed Saleh, former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, stated years ago, Iraq has about $16 trillion worth of minerals in the ground including oil. There is no way they could significantly RV the dinar with the amount of currency in circulation, currently about 100 trillion dinar. Only a gradual reduction of the currency as a result of the economic growth in diversification would make any sense. Not to mention, the world would not accept any arbitrary or random value. There is no in-county/out of country. Whenever Iraq makes a change on the currency exchange rate in country, it's going to affect everywhere around the world in regards to Iraqi dinar. There's not going to be some special group that you go to, Tier 1, Tier 2, there's no Reno visit. That's all bullshit. There is no redemption centers. When the time comes, we just take our dinar to the bank, we make the exchange. Nobody's going to get a special rate. One of the major banks, that's kind of international bank that is over international redemption centers, is indicating that we could be notified prior to Monday. Now, if it doesn't happen and we see it on the 21st, which is Tuesday, then so be it. Iraq is off the red list for risk assessment. Quote, the investment status in Iraq had been raised from the red list to the orange list during the Prime Minister's visit to London. Keep hearing the Forex, and it's also coming from the CBI too. They're explaining how much more can be done on Forex. They are preparing to leave the border. Forex would be international and like you want, the float. Frank, we still don't know. Possibility of transferring the dollar to trading platforms in the stock market, to be sold to those entitled to it through direct transactions instead of sending the dollar exclusively to banks, stressing the need to organize these operations by switching to the Forex market. Wow. 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 Did they just suggest using the trading platforms in the stock market, i.e. Forex? You gotta love it. Music to my ears. Here is the one I am excited about. Instead of granting it exclusively to foreign banks, proposal to put the dollar on Tadawul platforms. This should give you all warm and fuzzies, how foreign remittances work in banks, etc. This is what they are going to do. They are converting dollars to be sold on trading platforms and the stock market, and switching to the Forex market. In order to take the next steps for them, it needs to be traded on platforms just like the US dollar, British pound and other currencies are. That would mean they are on the fully international Forex and most likely a much bigger value on the dinar. This is my favorite article of the morning. The black market is pretty much dead now. There is no money for the corrupt to funnel the national currency out of the country. Cancellation of the auctions was brilliant. Nothing is affecting the monetary reform. Nothing is touching the IQD exchange rate. That is badass. The budget needs the new exchange rate. It's that simple. They're openly telling us they're getting closer to getting the budget schedules to Parliament for approval, but to do that they're waiting for the rate to change first, it's very good that they're telling us about it. This is one of the things I've been waiting to see right here, at least them talking about preparing to get the budget schedules to Parliament and start the approval process. It will require 3 readings because it's budget funds. Question: what is your guess on the total amount of dinar held in the US? Marks: great question. I heard some projections way back in the day that, if I had to make a guess, maybe 10 trillion. That is just a guess, but maybe 10% of what is in circulation may be held in the US. 4 days separate Iraq from a phase full of unexpected events. Quote, Donald Trump will officially assume the US presidency on January 20th. Trump will move to remove part of the ruling class loyal to or linked to Iran, because it is time to resolve the situation according to regional and international balances. On Saturday, Abdul Sattar al-Dulaimi, a member of the Sovereignty Alliance, revealed the amounts deposited by the head of the Progress Alliance, Mohammed al-Halbasi, in foreign banks. Al-Dulaimi said in a statement to Al-Maluma Agency, the funds deposited in the Emirati, Turkish, Jordanian and Kuwaiti banks of the former Speaker of the House of Representatives and head of the Progress Alliance, Mohammed al-Halbasi, are more than $5 billion that were transferred from Iraq during his tenure as governor of Anbar and Speaker of the House of Representatives and his supervision of the reconstruction campaign in the provinces affected by terrorist operations, and using his relations with senior officials in the central government, he was able to collect huge sums of money and distribute them to banks of neighboring countries. Al-Dulaimi added, Al-Halbasi's budget is equivalent to the budget of neighboring countries, and he uses this money to achieve his goals in cooperation and coordination with prominent and influential political figures in the central government who share common interests. Al-Dulaimi stressed that political influences prevented holding Halbasi accountable and referring him to the judiciary, despite the existence of conclusive evidence proving his involvement in corruption files, theft of huge sums of money from the Anbar budget and humanitarian organizations, numerous corruption files, and the confiscation of state lands, seizing them, and turning them into investment opportunities. The Parliamentary Finance Committee revealed, today, Saturday, the objectives of amending the budget, while confirming that one of the objectives of the amendment is to resolve suspicions of oil smuggling in the Kurdistan region. A statement from his office received by Al-Maluma Agency stated that the Parliamentary Finance Committee, headed by Atwan al-Atwani, held an expanded meeting to discuss amending the 3-year budget law proposed by the government, which is included on the agenda of tomorrow's session. He added, the meeting discussed ways to mature the proposed government amendment to paragraph 12 of the Federal General Budget Law in a way that ensures resolving the problem of calculating the costs of producing oil in the Kurdistan region,